Hello, and welcome to our data analysis project, Preparing for Influenza Season. This project was created as we were preparing to deploy nurses for influenza season. Nurses are tired. Across the United States, certain hospitals and clinics are being understaffed, while others are being overstaffed. To properly deploy our frontline staff during influenza season, we have analyzed data from past years. Follow along as we will be explaining the data collected and the results of our analysis. To identify a solution, we asked, is it true that if a state has a higher percentage of senior citizens, it will have a higher percentage of influenza-related deaths? Let's see where our results have led us. This map shows the population of seniors in each state in 2016 as well as the total number of influenza-related deaths. The darker a state appears, the more deaths recorded in that state. From the map, we can see that California, Florida, New York, and Texas have the most influenza-related deaths. In my mind, this makes sense, as they also have the highest population and number of seniors, shown by the size of the circles. On the flip side, many of the Midwest states, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, North and South Dakota, and Nebraska, among others, have the lowest amount of influenza-related deaths, as well as very few senior citizens. Moving on, here we have used Tableau's forecast tool to anticipate how many deaths we were expecting in 2017 and 2018. By using past data from 2012 to 2016, the tool has been able to spit out the number of deaths and the total population we should be anticipating in each state. After this presentation, you will have access to this document, in which you can click specific states to see what was expected. Next, we have a horizontal bar graph that shows the percentage of deaths from each state broken up into two categories, under the age of 65 and over the age of 65. The blue bar represents deaths of people under the age of 65, while the orange bar represents deaths over the age of 65. As can be seen, of the top 10 states in death rate, only 3 of them fall within the top 10 of percentage of seniors. This is a surprising find in my opinion. I was expecting that states that have a higher percentage of seniors but also have a higher percentage of deaths. Again, after the presentation, you will be able to highlight specific states to see their exact data. Finally, we have a regression analysis. On the y-axis, we have the influenza-related death rate. This was calculated by dividing the number of deaths by the total population. The highest state is Wyoming at 0.12% death rate. All these numbers are below 1%, so the difference between the highest and lowest is not large. On the other end, Texas, Georgia, California, Colorado, and Florida are the lowest at about 0.02%. The x-axis represents the percentage of seniors in each state. This was calculated by dividing the number of seniors by the entire population. On the high end, seniors consist of almost 20% of the population in Florida, while on the other end, Utah and Alaska are at just over 10%. My expectation was that the higher percentage of seniors would mean the death rate would be higher. However, this was not the case. To back up this point, we calculated the p-value, which shows the relationship between the two variables. The closer the number is to 1, the more significant the relationship, while closer to 0 would mean that there is no relationship between the variables. The p-value for this relationship is 0.657, which is not high enough to be significant. So, what does this all mean? Well, we were hoping to find a significant relationship between the percentage of seniors and the percentage of influenza-related deaths. However, that was not the case. Further research will be required to back up the following theory. But what we have seen is that the lower the population, the higher the percentage of deaths. Data will need to be sourced to calculate the number of nurses per capita, but if our new theory is correct, we should be deploying more nurses to smaller states to help with influenza season. We thank you for your time today. Please let me know if you have any questions. We look forward to continuing our research. Thank you.